Stop scrolling for just 1 second, because what you're about to hear could completely change how you see your Social Security check every single month. Most seniors across America have no idea where their payment actually stands compared to everyone else. And when they find out, some feel relief, some feel angry, and some feel like they've been left behind the whole time. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the real numbers for 2026, and trust me, you don't want to miss this. Welcome to Senior Pulse US. Let's get right into it, because this is a conversation that is long overdue. You've worked your entire life, decades of waking up early, punching the clock, paying into a system with the promise that someday it would take care of you. And now here you are, collecting your Social Security, and maybe, just maybe, you've wondered, is what I'm getting fair? Is it normal? Am I getting less than I deserve? Well, today, we're answering all of that with hard numbers, real facts, and zero sugarcoating. Because here at Senior Pulse US, we believe you deserve the truth, not the runaround. So, let's talk about where Social Security payments actually stand in 2026. The average Social Security retirement benefit right now is sitting at approximately $1,978 per month. That's the number the Social Security Administration is working with for retired workers in 2026. Now, some of you heard that and nodded. Some of you heard that and nearly fell out of your chair, because you're getting way less than that, and some of you are getting more and still struggling. That number right there tells you everything and nothing at the same time, because averages can be deceiving. Here's what that $1,978 really means when you break it down. That comes out to roughly $23,136 a year. Now hold that thought, because the federal poverty level for a single person in 2026 is around $15,650. So yes, the average Social Security check technically puts you above the poverty line. But anyone who's actually living on that knows the truth. Rent, groceries, prescriptions, utilities. That money disappears faster than people on the outside realize. And here's where it gets personal. Your check is not the average check. It never was. Social Security is calculated based on your 35 highest earning years. If you had gaps in your work history, maybe you took time off to raise children, care for a sick spouse, or you worked in low-wage jobs your entire career, your benefit is going to be lower, significantly lower for some of you. The lowest Social Security payments in 2026 are being collected by people who either had very short work histories or very low lifetime earnings. Some recipients are receiving as little as $700 to $900 a month. Let that sink in. Less than $1,000 a month to cover everything in today's economy. That is not a comfortable retirement. That is survival mode. On the other end of the spectrum, the maximum possible Social Security benefit in 2026 for someone who waited until age 70 to claim is approximately $5,108 per month. Now that's the ceiling. That's for someone who maxed out their earnings for 35 years and had the patience and the financial ability to wait until 70 to file. Most people cannot do that. Most people need to claim earlier. If you claimed at 62, the earliest possible age, your benefit is permanently reduced by up to 30% compared to your full retirement age benefit. 30%. For a lot of people, that's a decision they made out of necessity, not choice. Maybe you had a health crisis. Maybe you got laid off and couldn't find work. Maybe you just needed the income. And now that reduction follows you for the rest of your life. That is one of the most painful realities of how this system works. But here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. The 2026 cost of living adjustment, the COLA, came in at 2.5%. That sounds decent on paper. But here's the gut punch. The prices seniors actually face, medications, medical care, housing, those costs rose at a rate that outpaced that adjustment for millions of households. So in real terms, many of you are falling further behind even after the raise. The COLA helps. but it doesn't always keep up with your actual life. Now, let's talk about something that shocks almost every single viewer when we bring it up. Taxes on Social Security. Yes, depending on your combined income, up to 85% of your Social Security benefit can be taxable at the federal level. If you have a pension, investment income, or you're still working part-time, you could owe the IRS a portion of that check you spent decades earning. This catches people completely off guard, and it should not. This is money you paid into your entire working life, and yet the government can still take a cut when it comes back to you. And then there's Medicare Part B. In 2026, the standard Medicare Part B premium is being deducted directly from Social Security checks. That premium is eating into your monthly benefit before you even see a single dollar. So when someone tells you the average check is $1,178, that number is before the Medicare deduction. Your actual deposit in the bank is less. So where does your check rank? If you're receiving between $1,500 and $2,200 a month, you're sitting right in that middle range, the largest cluster of Social Security recipients in the country. You're not at the bottom, but you're not living large either. You're in the vast middle, where most seniors are stretching every dollar and figuring out how to make it work. If you're below $1,200 a month, you are in the lower tier, and you may qualify for additional help that you're not currently receiving. Supplemental Security Income, Medicare savings programs, extra help for prescription costs. These programs exist, and millions of eligible seniors never apply because they don't know about them. That is a tragedy, and we're going to cover each of those programs in depth on this channel so you never leave money on the table. If you're above $2,500 a month, consider yourself in a stronger position than most. But even then, in high cost of living states like California, New York, or Florida, that amount can still feel painfully tight. The bottom line here is this. Social Security was never designed to be your only income in retirement. It was designed to be one piece of a larger puzzle. But for about 40% of seniors in America today, it is the only income. And that gap between what the system was designed to do and what millions of people actually need from it, that gap is the story nobody in Washington wants to talk about loudly enough. Here at Senior Pulse US, we talk about it. We talk about it every single week because you deserve to know the truth about your money, your benefits, and your rights. Now, before you go, I want to hear from you directly. Drop a comment below and tell me, does your Social Security check feel like enough? Are you making it work, or are you struggling? Your story matters, and this community listens. If this video opened your eyes even a little bit, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps more seniors find this information when they need it most. And if you haven't subscribed to Senior Pulse US yet, now is the time. We post new content every week covering your benefits, your money, and everything that affects your life in retirement. This is Senior Pulse US, and we'll see you in the next one.